Hello and welcome back to another episode of Pine Stars. We are here getting ready for the Midwest regional tournament. The GLVC tournament is over. UMSL took the crown. That is their first title since 2003. But we are here to talk about the University of Indianapolis. We don't give a shit about UMSL. And we're headed to the Midwest Regional, boys. We're the number 7 seed. The Greyhounds made it in as an at-large bid. I can tell you that there are 4 GLVC teams, there are 3 GLIAC teams, and there is 1 GMAC team. Kentucky Wesleyan, formerly of the GLVC, is now in the GMAC, which is Tommy Dager, former shortstop for the Hounds, is the commissioner of the GMAC conference, representing Kentucky Wesleyan. But 4 GLVC teams, 3 GLIAC, and 1 GMAC team make it into the regional. I am Brad Bates. With me, as always, is Brian Tyrannosaurus Rimke and Kurt the Kurt Brabender. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Good. Hey, real quick note on Tommy Dager. He has really weak hamstrings.
I don't know that they got weak until he snapped them. I don't know. I can't even remember if it was one or both, but I think it was pretty significant. I can tell you that.
It was the same one twice. It happened at Lewis, and then I don't remember where else.
Here's what I remember. Can I tell you what I remember most about Tommy was I remember kind of making that transition between catching and over to first base. And I would go over to play first base really for kind of the first time in my life. I'd been a catcher my whole life. They moved me over to first, shortest catcher in the GLVC by 3 or 4 inches. And catching a ball from Tommy at short was like catching a pitch as a catch. Like he would throw, and it had to be 93 miles an hour coming across the diamond. And I just remember him firing a couple across there, and I'm being like, holy shit. Like he could whip, and man, he was smooth, but he would come up and it was just an effortless throw. And all of a sudden it was coming at you real hard. So shout out to Tommy for his arm strength back in the day. Ron Colley graduate right there, Ron Colley High School. But little recap of the GLVC tournament. So the Greyhounds go into the GLVC tournament and they go 2-2. They won game 1 against Maryville, which was important because that was a single elimination game. That was kind of that newfangled 8-team tournament format where the first 4 games, Kurt, I think were single elimination. And then
yes,
once you got into the final 4, you were in double elimination play. But they had to win game 1. They were up 7-1, I think, and ended up letting Maryville kind of sneak back into it late in the game, but held on and got that first win against Maryville, won 7-6. They lost game 2 to UMSL 6-4. Game 3, they won against Drury 12-2 run rule game. I think they got out of there in 7 innings and saved a little bit of pitching. And then ultimately in game 4, they lost to Missouri S&T 14-10 over there at Thrillbilly Park in Marion, Illinois. So they get the bid. They make it into the regional. Where do they open up? Where do they play the regional?
Your favorite school.
Fucking goddamn. It's unbelievable. Illinois fucking Springfield's back in the goddamn Prairie Fuck Stars. Are back in it again. They're back in the conversation. They can't stay out of the conversation. I text Nick Nell today. You know, he lives in Springfield, Illinois.
Oh yeah, the guy we got trapped in the bathroom for a couple hours. Yeah,
he got trapped in the bathroom a couple hours, and also claims he invented board shorts. Did you know that?
I did not know that is his claim to fame.
Yeah, he stands by it to this day that he invented board shorts because he was born in Hawaii.
If you didn't know Nick Nell, would you be more inclined to believe he was trapped in a bathroom for 2 hours or invented board shorts?
I can't answer that question because I know Nick Nell.
He might have been in board shorts while trapped in the bathroom.
Sure, he made good use of his time.
I love Nick, but goddamn it, he comes up with some shit every now and then.
He was in there sewing the bath mat together and got himself a pair of shorts.
All right, so a breakdown of the regional. So coming in at the number 1 spot, Grand Valley State out of the GLIAC conference is 44-8. They're the number 1 seed. This is the separate pod. So the way that the regional is broken down is it's an 8-team bracket. There are two different pods. There's two 14 pods. The winner of those double elimination 14 tournaments will play each other next weekend, the May 21st, I believe, for the super regional. But in this regional, Grand Valley State's the number one seed. They will host these four teams. They're going to start off game one with number 8, Kentucky Wesleyan, who won the GMAC tournament. They're 30-22. Missouri S&T is the number 4 seed. They're 34-18, and will play Davenport out of the GLIAC at 29-26. The Greyhounds played Davenport earlier this season in a 4-game set, and I can't remember exactly how that went, but they've got some exposure there. In the second pod of 4, Illinois fucking Springfield, of course, is hosting. They're 34-18 as the number 2 seed in the tournament, and they will play UIndy in game 1 on Thursday at 11 o'clock, I believe Central Time. Check your local listings for that airtime. And then the number 3 seed is Wayne State out of the GLIAC. And then number 6 seed is UMSL, who won the GLVC tournament to get into the regional. Gentlemen, what do you remember about regional play? Because one of the things that I saw if you go onto the NCAA website and look at Division II baseball, there's a gentleman, and I can't remember his name, but he kind of gives his breakdown of the Division II baseball tournament. One of the things he says is it's abnormal for the Indianapolis Greyhounds to not be involved in a regional anymore. Like he talks about, this is not a UIndy guy. This is a Division II baseball guy to talk about the pedigree and the history of the UIndy baseball being here. This is UIndy's 4th straight regional, and 3 straight in the last 3 regionals, they've made it to the super regional. Gone to the World Series twice. Last year, they come one win away from going back to the World Series for 3 years in a row. But this is kind of that, and we talked a little bit about this, I think, a couple shows ago. This was when classes are out, graduation's over, and it's just every day up until this point, it's practice, it's baseball, this was your job. This was kind of probably the closest thing that for me definitely ever came to being a professional baseball player. This was your job. This is what your point of being here was. We had practices that were a little bit elongated, or you'd go in and get some extra cuts in the afternoon because there was nothing else that you were going to do with classes being out. And then you're rolling up to the games and rolling out of town to go to these regional big stake tournaments. And I mean, I remember driving up to Erie, Pennsylvania for that regional. And, I think, Kurt, at that time, was that a 6-team regional, or I don't think it was 8.
No,
Maybe it was 4.
It was a 4-team, and we damn near got rained out. Remember?
That's right.
And they're just going to take the 1 seed, which was Ashland, to move them forward, and we were able to get the games in.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was wrong. That is 4-team set.
It was a 4-team regional.
Best of 3. Yeah.
Kurt, do you want to elaborate a little bit on our batting practice at when we played it? We played it up in Erie, Pennsylvania for the regional that we ended up going to the World Series in 2000. Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about that batting practice that we took the first day we were there?
It was an absolute light show that was put on. So during that time, you kind of went and you just watched the teams take BP, right? So I recall when we got on the field, and remember, this is the time when we had wood bats in our hand all year because it was a wood bat conference, the only conference in all of America that was wood bat.
We even played the conference tournament with wood bats.
Yes, but regional, we got aluminum in our hands, right? So imagine hitting wood bat all year long and putting an aluminum bat in your hand, come regional, right? So we're on the field taking batting practice, and you have the other 3 teams in the stands, pitchers and everything, watching us hit. BP, I would say every single person hit at least 3 home runs out during BP, if not more.
I hit 2. Right? That never happened. I hit 2.
Yeah. So everybody, I don't care if you played or you didn't play, you were hitting them out of the yard. So what happened is the other three teams, Ashland and Rockhurst and maybe Slippery Rock,
Yeah.
all sent their pitchers back to the hotel because they didn't want them to see us hitting anymore. Because we were just that lethal with the bat in our hand, right? It wasn't a bat, it was a weapon.
Casey
And
Jones put one on top of the stadium. Remember the stadium that was on the back side of the left field?
it was like a hockey arena.
Yeah.
Up and over. Yeah. It was impressive. It was a lot of fun watching that.
That was good. That was one of those where you get out and you're shagging balls. You're taking BP, and you've done this so many times throughout the years, and you're just out shagging balls. But that was one of those days where it was like it was a hype batting practice. Like everybody the whole time was just energetic, getting after it, and because balls were just flying out of the yard.
Right. But the other teams, they weren't doing that.
No,
it was just us.
We
And I
sat
think
and
it
watched
was
their
like-
batting practice, and they'd look like normal batting practice that you would see.
Because
And then
we
all of
came
a
in as
sudden-
the 4 seed. I think we slid in, even though we had a great record. We slid in,
Yeah.
and I think we're just all amped, thinking that this tournament was going to get canceled. And we're like, well, fuck it, like let's just go.
Yeah.
And it was a whole different level of baseball during that regional to get to the World Series, which it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Well, we're hoping that Coach Reddy has a moment. He's got our time schedule. We're hoping that he can join us here in a bit. But if not, we're going to continue the show. So thinking about, we're getting towards the end of the season. Let's catch up on a little bit of things that we've maybe talked about throughout the year. One of the things that I've heard from 2 viewers maybe about is they wanted to revisit how Scrody was doing. How's Scrody doing from the Rhode Island School of Design, Kurt?
Well, old Scrotum. I don't know if they've really got too many competitive teams that are playing right. They don't have a baseball squad, but they do have
It's unfortunate.
basketball. They have hockey, rock climbing, rowing, soccer, and volleyball as competitive sports. And they've got one other one, which is a competitive sport called kendo. Anybody know what kendo is? You know what kendo is?
Never heard of it.
Well, kendo, from what I see on the internet, it looks like you're either a Muslim dressed in Muslim woman garb where you can't see anything, or you're a Star Wars character fantasizing with a wooden stick in your hand like it's a what the hell they call those things in Star
Your
Wars?
lightsaber.
As a lightsaber. So I'm going to share something with you real quick for those who don't know what kendo is. So if you're ever on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and this question comes up, here you go. This is an image of what kendo is. You're just taking a wood stick and beating the shit out of somebody else. Yeah.
Look at those masks.
I'm
Why are
telling you,
they-
and then, this one guy has a bad ankle. He's got an ankle brace on, but
Why are they barefoot?
That's exactly.
he's
That was
flying
going to be
in
my number one complaint. If I'm competing in it, I am not barefoot, because if I take a wooden sword to the middle toe, I am not going to
done.
be happy.
No.
Got to be an immediate DQ, right? If you just start smashing piggies.
I'm sure you can't go below the belt.
Right.
Oh, you
I
think?
don't know the rules of this.
Is that why her
fantasy
branding is
sport.
below the belt? Maybe, probably. That would be a target for me,
kendo.
though. Once I see
So-
that there, that would be my target.
Now, Kurt,
I
with
haven't
that,
done enough investigation to see if the kendo team made it to their regional. I hope they do, and if they do, I hope they go all the way.
it's a very eclectic mix of sports, so I can't imagine a lot of 2-sport stars at that school. Like,
No.
I don't think you're.
But I
the
mean,
rock.
if you can swing a kendo stick, you might be able to swing a baseball bat.
But they don't have a team. Maybe they just drop the
Maybe
kendo
they
and
should
start
make
baseball.
one of the kendo squad.
I would like to see Scrody, the mascot, in a kendo outfit. Like
Well-
balls hanging out of the bottom, out of the little skirt down there, and just kind of hopping around.
Nothing below the belt, though. I mean, because there are some big nads that are.
Oh,
gonna
you're
be-
not.
But
I
everything
mean,
about Scrody's below the
you'd
belt. You
cripple
couldn't
him.
hit him.
You couldn't go below the belt. You'd cripple him. Like, you couldn't swing at his nuts.
Might
That's
blow
just-
his top.
Oh, okay. One thing I want to highlight real quick. We talked a little bit because we called out Bodie's accolades last week. One of the things we did not recognize, Bodie was named the GLVC Player of the Year for the conference. So congratulations to Bodie for all his work and his accomplishment. Had a hell of a season. Had a really good start to the
Hey,
GLVC
fellas.
tournament. And there he is. I told you he was going to be coming in here soon.
Yeah, unfortunately my phone died, and we got to the hotel and they didn't have our rooms ready. So I've been sitting on the damn bus waiting for it to pop back on, and finally came on.
Absolutely.
That is the smallest room I've ever seen.
I got you staying in a closet there?
Well, it's a country inn and suites. This is, but the NCAA foots the bill for these things. So it's not a bad hotel though. It's not bad. It's
Okay.
It's not the Drury with the 5 o'clock happy hour and all the all the amenities.
The mariachi band just ripping out at 3 a.m. Yeah.
I like that shirt, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you were talking to Rimke, weren't you?
Yeah,
No, I'm talking
he
about
was.
the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Well,
the only guy that didn't dress up for the show down there.
I'm
You didn't get the
casual.
memo.
Casual.
It's regional time, Coach. We got to get fired up.
Okay, first let me see what Kurt's wearing.
I got the same thing on. Didn't you look at me when I was talking earlier? I should have popped up on the screen.
Nope, it didn't pop up. I can only see Bates's ugly mug, and then Remke. All of a sudden, he just came out of nowhere with just the old look like.
Well, for you, I'm in incognito mode right now. Apparently,
huh?
I'm in incognito mode. That means you can't see me.
Oh, I can see you now. I can see the tuxedo T-shirt now.
Yeah.
Yep, very, very nice. Very nice touch.
Just trying to class it up.
Yeah,
So,
there's no one else that can class it up better than you can.
That's right. I'm not going to stand up because I don't have pants on.
Somebody asked me that question the other day. They said, if you were going to church it up, what do you do? And I said, I just do what Brabender tells me to do.
Yeah, if I'm going to church it up, I just put socks on. Otherwise I wear the same.
All right. So, Coach, talk to us a little bit about the outlook headed into the regional. You guys, we've been talking a little bit about how the 2 4-team pods and then the winner that comes out of that will play each other in the super regional. You guys are paired up against Prairie Fuck Stars in game 1, but you've also got Wayne State and UMSL in your pod. Talk to us a little bit about the outlook for the regional.
Yeah, well, I'm really excited about this because you know the expression history repeats itself. Well, in 2023, this is the exact same format, exact same venue, exact same first game opponent for the Hounds. Back in 2023, we beat UIS and went on to win
Call them what they're supposed to be called. Prairie Fuck Stars. Let's go.
Well, yeah, I unfortunately
I'm kidding.
got to keep my part. Yeah, they it's the exact same. It's kind of like deja vu for us. Back in 2023, Ashland was in there, and Maryville was in there. So Wayne State replaces Ashland, and UMSL replaces Maryville. And ironically, we beat Maryville in the championship game in 2023, who had swept us in the regular season. And it's just this uncanny feeling. I know we haven't been swept by UMSL, but they beat us 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like the exact same scenario. So here's my 5-team parlay for you guys. Okay. Here's my 5-teamer on Calfee. So you got the Hounds over UIS in game 1. Okay. You've got UMSL over Wayne State in game 2. Then you've got UIS knocking out Wayne State, and then you've got UMSL then you got us beating UMSL, then you got UMSL knocking out Springfield, and then you got us beating UMSL in the championship game. That's my 5-teamer for you right there.
Back up the Brinks truck.
There you
I
go.
like it. Does Calci do Division II sports? I've got several emails into FanDuel about it already. Yeah. So
obviously there's no wagering on Division II
not yet
baseball, so that's just that's my disclaimer. That was a joke, but that's my prediction anyways.
I like it. Well, you guys had some really good pitching outings, and swung the bat well in the GLVC tournament. Just played well. It just got to be a long tournament, is what it kind of seemed like. It just kind of That's the way it kind of appeared to me.
Yeah, well, the obviously the change in the format just rolls the red carpet out for the 1 and 2 seed. Getting a
Yeah.
double bye is like big time. And in hindsight, and I've been one of the biggest proponents of favoring the top seeds, to provide incentive to want to win the conference tournament. Because you should want to win your conference tournament. There's a sense of pride there,
Right.
and but if you're already in the regional, and this year we were not, we did everything we could to try to win the conference tournament. There's no question about that. But if you're already in, for the teams that know they're already in, there's not really a whole lot of incentive to win an 8-team double elimination when you really have to tax your top 3 or 4 guys out of the bullpen, especially if you're gonna win the thing, and that doesn't do
Yeah.
you when you have to turn around and play 5 days later in the regional. I mean, it's no coincidence that the 1-2 in the GLVC in this case both had a double bye and they both met in the championship game.
Well, and it's also there's 4 GLVC teams, 3 GLIAC teams, and 1 GMAC team. And that kind of just shows you the stronger conference too, right?
Oh,
Iron sharpens iron. The GLVC is a tough conference. And one of the things I was talking to these guys about earlier was the fact that those bitches from Tampa are 41-8 and they are second in their regional. They should probably just pack up the fucking program and stop playing. But Kurt, Rimke, you guys got anything for Coach?
Well, I mean, you're in the business of folding programs here. We could really smooth that
I
pathway
just
out
can't
for
stand
Al.
Tampa for what they did to Nick Nell. They domed Nick Nell pitch 1, and he
Hey,
went to the hospital
He
and
ran to
created
third
board
base
shorts.
off Earth.
hey, now I'm about to go over and watch Nick Nell's high school team play at the Shield Complex at 4:15. By the way,
Nice.
so over there, I might FaceTime you here
Yeah, for sure.
when I get
That's
over.
awesome.
Yeah,
Can
he's
you
doing
do that
well.
from your knees so we can get Nick in there too?
You didn't lose Nick Nell in the grass that day, did you?
No, it's turf.
Well,
This-
some of the
this-
outfield
this-
is grass. I didn't know.
This is flashbacks to the Kevin Hart roast the other night on Netflix, man.
I saw that. That was pretty good.
It was all short jokes the whole time. And they were still funny though.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Short jokes.
Nick won't find it very funny, but it's okay.
Which one?
Nick won't. Nick Nell won't find it funny.
Right. Nick will not find them funny. No.
No. But hey, let me
Oh,
let me
they're
ask you-
over his head.
let me ask you real quick. How's Luke Smock doing? First of all, one of the best catches I've ever seen in the outfield.
Oh,
And he
man,
comes
did it
down,
get on-
pins
yeah,
his foot into the
Yeah.
fence.
Did it get on Sports Center? I was told it was going to be on Sports Center's top 10, but I didn't see it. So usually people will clip those things and throw it on social media. I never did see it, but
I never saw it on
Too
ESPN.
woke.
yeah.
But he put that glove down and makes the catch, goes to the ground, and then goes to his foot like
Yeah.
it's in the mouth of an alligator.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it was completely stuck. I thought he had broke his ankle.
I did too.
But
I
yeah,
did too. And then he comes up the next inning and he's hitting.
yeah, man, he's been on fire. Yeah, he's been playing really well.
Hard-nosed ball player right there.
Yep. Yeah, the Hounds are 20-6 in their last 26 in since basically the halfway point. So we're
Yeah, looking back, you asked if I had anything, Bates. I do. I like the initial matchup with Illinois Springfield because you guys took 3 out of 4 from them in the regular season.
they don't like playing us. Like it's just they're a little more vanilla of an offense. They rely on the double and the home run, and they don't really do much other than just try to pummel you basically. And if you can keep them off balance and create some offense in some different ways like we like to, you tend to fluster a team like that, and then they end up making a couple mistakes. And now that's how we've been winning down the stretch, and we've really started to gel in that regard.
Yeah, there's just been some. I was really impressed when I watched pretty much all the games in the GLVC tournament that you guys played, and I was just really impressed with the at bats, the patience, and it goes to show like your ball club is in the top 15 to probably 12 now in walks on the season. Just
Well,
their
we were
patience at the plate.
second going into the GLVC tournament, so we might
Is
lead
that
the tournament.
right?
You may want to check that one. I think we were second going into the tournament. So,
Wow.
but yeah, we don't usually expand outside the strike zone very often,
Yeah.
and we play the short game pretty well. And our motto is spin them into the ground. You spin them into the ground, you get flustered, and and then you make a couple mistakes. And I know it, that UMSL or the Missouri St. Louis, not Missouri St. Louis, Missouri S&T game didn't way towards the end. We kind of some self-inflicted damage towards the end there, but to build that 9-run lead the way we did, I mean, I think we had 5 or 6 bunt singles, and they tried to run the wheel play on us, and I don't know if you saw that. We swung.
Yep.
Actually,
Yep.
there's an unfortunate thing about that play is the ball one hopped and went over the fence. Otherwise, we would have got another run out of it.
I know.
We ended up getting
I know.
sacked by anyways, but
I know. But yeah, I like the way you guys play ball. I like the approach and the putting the pressure on the defense at all times. And I mean, it's not abnormal for Chase in your 4 hole to square around and sack bunt or to slash or to make something happen in there. So I just we've talked about it on this show plenty of times. I'm a huge fan of small ball, and the fact that you're 1 through 9 are all capable, and you don't know what's coming next. And yet there's, he pulls the ball back or pulls the bat back. He may be able to knock the ball out of the yard.
I think we had 3 or 4 successful bunts with 2 strikes as well, and that's big. With 2 strikes, typically, again, like the defense will back up a little bit once they get 2 strikes on you. And so if you get it down in fair territory, it's, I know the risk is you're out, but if it's fair, it's typically a hit. And, we've been getting the 2 strike bunts down as well. I don't look at it as punishment either. Like typically our generation growing up when we're asked to bunt with 2 strikes is because you didn't get it down on the first, right? And it's like, you better get it down or else. And I don't look at it like that. As a lot of times I make eye contact with the hitter and I'm like, hey, can you get it done? Like, and if they nod, yeah, I can get it down, then we'll do it.
Yeah.
More of like I believe in you. I believe you can do it. Otherwise I wouldn't put it on. I promise you, I wouldn't, ask a kid to bunt if I didn't think he could get it down. That's just, that's
back in our day. It was, I'm going to make you bunt with 2 strikes. Cause if you didn't get down on the first 2, I'm taking your at bat away.
Yeah, pretty much.
So get it down or you're striking out.
That's right.
Hey, Scotty Bird just chimed in. 54 games, 341 walks.
Yeah.
Second.
Wow.
Second in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who's got us?
Pittsburgh State.
Oh yeah, Pitt State. Yeah.
The Gorillas, man, they're tough. They're tough ball club.
Yeah. Yeah. They got a nice little NIL fund over there too. Is come to find out. Found that out.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh State out of Missouri, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah. I think they're out of Kansas. I think.
Kansas. Yeah. Kansas. I think you're right.
I would have guessed they're out of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You would, but they're not. They're not. That's what's crazy. It's like when Vault used to get pissed off about fuck IUP. Remember Indiana University, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Would stay in the same Knights Inn hotel down in Fort Myers.
Yeah. Or Cal, PA. Where's that at? It's like California, PA, Pennsylvania. I don't know. I didn't. Pittsburgh.
Pennsylvania ran out of names.
I grew up in Canada. I didn't have any U.S. geography or anything like that. I didn't know what Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, any of that stuff was.
Did you ever have Canadian geography?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
He said maybe.
I can read a contour map. I know that.
So thinking about game 1, Illinois Springfield, are you sticking with your rotation? And I don't want to take any secrets away, but you going Aiden Pearson game 1?
AP game 1. Yep. 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Yep. I like that. I like the rhythm of it.
What's the emotion of the team right now? Where are they at?
Oh man,
how are they doing?
They couldn't feel better about themselves. I mean, it was a heck of a run down the stretch. I know it was kind of a downer to get eliminated from the GLVC tournament, but hearing your name called on Sunday night just lit a fire back under the guys, and they're ready to roll.
Did you guys get together Sunday night, or what'd you do?
We did. We had a watch party in the on campus at UIndy, and it was a fun night, and the guys are very well deserving of the opportunity to go back to Cary.
I thought you guys might have headed over to Lawrence Avenue basement and watched it in there.
I don't even know if that place is still standing at this point.
If it is, I wouldn't trust it.
Yeah, I haven't driven past there since 1999.
You've got wild squirrels in the walls. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy.
All right, Coach. We got about 3 minutes left here. We're going to run through our clicks to pick. You going to hang with us for these 3 minutes?
You know what? I'm going to let you guys been doing it on your own. I'm going to let you guys, deliberate and come up with something, because whatever you come up with, I know they're going to do well. And that's just kind of how it is. It's been that way for the last 2 years on this show. So you guys go ahead and pick them, and we'll go out there tomorrow and hit them. How about that?
Absolutely. That sounds great. Coach, we appreciate you joining us this week. Thanks for taking the time.
Likewise.
Give him hell, Al.
Later.
You're done.
All right, so let's get to those clicks to pick this week for the Midwest Regional Tournament, starting off with University of Illinois Springfield. All right, Rimke, who you got?
I'm going to go with one of the top of the order table setter guys. Been real consistent. Quite honestly, just finds a way to get on base. So I'm going to go with Brett Perry. I think he's gotten hot. They've had 10-game win streak, 8-game win streak. We're going for a 3-game win streak right now. So I like number 3, Brett Perry, to come in there and help us get on a 3-game win streak and get out of Springfield, go to the Supers.
Little BP. I like that. Brett Perry at second base. Hitting from the left side of the plate. They get top 1, 2, 3 chases their first right-handed hitter. 4 out of their top 5 hitters are left-handed. And Brett Perry being one of those, which you don't see very often in a lineup. Reddy's got a bunch of lefties. He likes those lefties, doesn't he?
Well, the way Al comes at you is unorthodox.
That's true. It comes from north of the border. All right, Kurt, what you got?
I'm going with an individual from on the mound. I'm going to go with Drake Downing. So, get into the the regionals here. Going to be a couple games. It's anywhere from 3 to maybe 5 games, depending on how the chips fall. So again, might have to lean a lot on the bullpen. Drake's been a big part of that. He pitched 3 games in a row against Maryville, Missouri, St. Louis, and Missouri S&T, and maybe not have had the best out against Missouri S&T. 5 hits and I think 5 earned, and 0.2 innings pitched. So I think that's going to light a fire under his ass just to come back out here and prove something. So, but again, guy's a staple. The bullpen coming out has made a lot of important pitches in big situations. So again, lean on him this weekend.
Yeah, and like you said, he'd thrown 3 games in a row. That third game against Missouri S&T is kind of where he maybe met his fatigue limit. I'm going, gentlemen, we haven't talked about in a little bit, but he's Brett Perry's up the middle partner. I'm going with Gavin Duran. My name is Rio and she dances. Anyway, I'm going Gavin Duran. Hitting 3 in the lineup, playing shortstop, playing really well defensively as well recently. So I think anytime you're going to make a big push in the postseason, that top half of your lineup has really got to produce. And I think that 3 spot is a big spot. And Gavin's somebody that can do a little bit of everything. He's got good speed. He can lay down bunts for base hits, sacrifice bunts, hits the ball into the gap. He could stretch it into a double or into a triple. So I think he's going to have a very big tournament and really turn the tide for the Greyhounds to go on and make their 4th super regional in a row, which would be absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about where this program's been in the last 3 years, they've been to 2 College World Series and a game away from the College World Series. So this team is destined to be somebody who's going to be right there in the mix and battle when it becomes tough and make the other team make plays. So I have a very good feeling about this coming weekend over in Illinois Springfield. Good luck to Nick Nell and his ball clubs and the sell board shorts for that matter. Regardless of the brand. So
Maybe
anyway,
they stop
gentlemen,
giving out trophies and start giving out board shorts to the winning team.
I bet he gives board shorts to players on his team. I bet that's his like.
And I think it's also funny too because they're called board shorts.
They're not board talls.
No,
Yeah.
they're board shorts.
All right, gentlemen. Well, hey, I appreciate your time this week. Good luck to the Greyhounds in this week's Midwest Regional. And hopefully we will catch you next week for a super regional setup.
Hey, you can hope in one hand and shit in the other and see what fills up faster. There's no hope. Hope is not a strategy.
That's true. Thanks, David Goggins. We'll get that one. We'll get that one knocked out. All right, gentlemen. We'll catch you
Good
next
luck,
week.
boys.